Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests. Welcome to the Fort Worth Independent School District JROTC Award Ceremony and Change of Command Ceremony. The Fort Worth Independent School District JROTC programs are comprised of 15 high school and 20 middle school units. On the stage with us today as our distinguished guest is Dr. Cherie Washington, Chief of Secondary Schools of Fort Worth Independent School District, Dr. Cynthia Rincon, Chief of Risk and Compliance, our board member, Dr. Ryan, principals from schools, and we'd also like to welcome our patriotic and civic members, service members in attendance to today's ceremony, family and friends of the JROTC programs. The commander of the troops for today's ceremony is Roy Castellanos from Western Hills High School. The honor guard for commander for today's ceremony is Cadet Cameron Waits from Southwest High School. The cadet members of the honor guard are the right guard, Jennifer Juarez, Eastern Hills High School. The U.S. flag, Cameron Waits, Southwest High School. The Texas flag, Alanis Lizeth, Trimble Tech High School. Army colors, Christian Pacheco, Polytechnic High School. The Marine Corps colors, Natalia Barkley, Arlington Heights High School. The Navy colors, Jacob Rodriguez, Arlington Heights High School. The Air Force colors, Rubio Mendelia from Western Hills High School. The Color Guard, Edward Pozos for the Coast Guard, Edward Pozos, South Hills High School. And Prisoner of War Missing in Action, Janiyah Head, Eastern Hills High School, and the left guard is Elizabeth Milano from Eastern Hills High School. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we pay tribute to the nation and
Honor guard, vote. Present arm.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the invocation presented by Cadet Sergeant Cameron Singleton from Southwest High School.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Cadet Sergeant Cameron Singleton. I will be leading you today in your prayer. If I could ask you all to bow your heads, let us pray. I would like to thank the Lord for letting us gather here today. Thank you for safely transporting us and your guidance throughout this day. Thank you for allowing these role model cadets and these guiding principles that they have been following through pandemic and through hardship, through unrest and trouble in our nation. Lord, I thank you for the wonderful qualities that these cadets have shown as we honor them today in our award ceremony. We ask that you cover us in all that we do, and you continue to guide our cadets in all of their endeavors. In your holy name, we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Now, we will have our welcoming remarks by the Director of Army Instruction, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Crosley, Jr.
Walk with me, I'll walk with you. Down these troubled roads we've stumbled into. We're all in this thing together, we're gonna make it through. If you walk with me, I'll walk with you. Be there for me, I'll be there for you. When we're running out of hope, when we don't know what to do, like a candle in the darkness, shining bright and true. Be there for me, I'll be there for you. Oh, everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Alright. 'Cause you and me got better days coming. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. Walk with me, I'll walk with you. I know the rain of today will bring tomorrow's bloom.
Good morning. It is a great morning, and I'll say we made the right decision to move it inside. It's raining. So we'll chalk one up for, grace or good luck. Good morning. I'd like to welcome all of our friends here, in particular, Representative Kay Granger's office, Mr. Crip Liver, and Mr. Justin Albright. Our uniformed service members, civic patriotic members, distinguished guests, family members, cadets, friends, welcome on behalf of the Corps of Cadets. Again, I want to thank everybody for helping to recognize our outstanding cadets. Your generosity and commitment to our community and service is truly appreciated. And for my veterans out there and the patriotic members, you really live the words of S.L.A. Marshall, an Army historian. It is the duty of a service member to continue to serve his country and community after taking off the military uniform. That oath you take continues until you die. You continue to serve. And here in Fort Worth, you do that well. Of over 1,700 JROTC programs, I'm proud to be a part of one of the best JROTC programs in the nation. 15 programs, 21 JCC programs, over 5,000 cadets in total. We have a supportive school district, a responsive community, and a very supportive military. That trio, that triad, is what makes JROTC successful, makes our schools better and our community. So thank you for that. And for the cadets out here, working together collectively, you have established a legacy of service. JROTC has been a part of this district since 1915, before it was officially approved by Congress in 1916. You inherit something, but you're also leaving a legacy for future generations to thrive and have the same success you have, which we are celebrating here today. Cadets, I issue one challenge for you to reach your potential. And many of you have heard these 5 components. Your potential, that possibility of becoming. All of you have tremendous potential. The 5 things I want you to remember: you have natural talent and ability. Everybody. You were born with it. It's natural. Inherited, genetics, or God-given. Education and training, that's what you're doing now. You have to continue to work on developing that talent. Don't settle for being average, the status quo. Continue with the higher institutes of learning and credentials that many of you are receiving upon graduation. The third part of reaching your potential is that inner desire and motivation. No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, the ability to succeed begins with you. It's not your last name, it's not your ethnicity, it's not your gender, it's on you. And that inner desire and motivation, I'm an old guy. You know, since the pandemic, I spent a lot of time on Amazon. I sometimes peruse eBay. And everybody in America shops at Walmart. But you cannot find inner desire or motivation in any of those places. It's generated from within. Reaction to failures and setbacks, we just experienced one. We had setbacks getting this ceremony started. But reaching your potential is how you react to those setbacks. And I know some of you, like myself, failed a few exams, but I had to buckle down and bring that grade up. And what is turning failure into success? It's a Japanese proverb that I like to remember. Success is falling down 7 times, getting up 8 times. And the last one is faith in yourself. You have to believe in your potential. Even when friends, and sadly sometimes family members, say, you can't do that, why you want to do that? But you know what is driving you. So stay true in your faith to yourself. And when that fails, there's always a higher authority that you can call on. We're blessed in this country to worship a pine tree, a rock, or a higher power. That is your choice. Cadets, as I look out at you today, I see America and its bright future. I'm reminded of one of my favorite quotes by Abraham Lincoln. And his quote is, "I like to see a person proud of the place in which they live. I like to see them live so that their place will be proud of them." You make us all proud. Thank you. I forgot the second part of my script. Today it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Cherie Washington. Dr. Washington has an illustrious bio. She has been in education for over 29 years. Tremendous service, and for 22 years in Fort Worth FWISD. Her awards and accomplishment: she has been a member of the Texas Association of Secondary Administrators, the Dr. Nolan Estes Leadership Ascension Award 2013, 2015, and 2017. University of Texas, member on the executive board of the Texas Association of Black School Educators. Immediate past president of the Fort Worth Association of the Black School Educators. And she's the 2012 Woman of the Year by the East Fort Worth Business Organization. Dr. Washington is happily married to her husband, Lewis Washington, who is also Lewis Washington Sr., who is also an educator. They have 4 beautiful children, and the 3 children are in the education field and wonder why. Dr. Washington's tradition of high expectations and excellence in education is evident. So please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, Dr. Cherie Washington.
One day, a small opening appeared on a cocoon. A man sat and watched for the butterfly for several hours as it struggled to force its body through a little hole. Then it seemed to stop making any progress. It appeared as if it had gotten as far as it could, and it could go no further. So the man decided to help the butterfly. He took a pair of scissors, and he snipped off the remaining bit of the cocoon. The butterfly then emerged easily, but it had a swollen body and small shriveled wings. The man continued to watch the butterfly. He expected that at any moment, the wings would enlarge and expand to be able to support the body, which would contract in time. Neither happened. In fact, the butterfly spent the rest of its life crawling around with shriveled wings. It was never able to fly. What the man, in his kindness and haste, did not understand was the restricting cocoon and the struggle required for the butterfly to get through that tiny opening was nature's way of preparing the butterfly for the struggle of life. As former students, and I think about my colleagues and I, many of us can think back to a time when there was a teacher, a mentor, a coach, or an instructor that saw some undeveloped talent in each of us and thought, just maybe, if I help this individual and understand their potential, provide them with knowledge and leadership skills, and then teach them to be a servant leader, this individual will become someone great. And as we all know, the pathway to leadership is never an easy one. One encounters obstacles, especially when I think about a year like this one. Many of you have faced obstacles, having to adjust to learning virtually, not being able to engage with your friends and family, and perhaps some of you along the way may have encountered someone who has low expectations for you, dimming your light of possibilities. But standing here now today, looking at you, I see how you have grown through the ranks, how you have matured and encountered leaders like our very own Colonel Crosley, and like your JROTC instructors, who have provided you with strategies and created opportunities for success. They taught you mental courage and moral strength. They taught you to make a gallant attempt, knowing the possibilities of failures, but to take the risk anyway. They taught you to be resilient. I know that in spite of the roadblocks during this year, that many of you have a bright future. You have earned over $8.4 million in scholarships. So you see, sometimes the struggles are exactly what you need. If you go through life without any struggles, it would cripple you. You would not be as strong as you could have been. You would not be capable of flight. Because of your path, your growth, your resilience, and the leadership and support of the Fort Worth ISD JROTC program and team, you are well on your way. You are capable of flight. We are so proud of you. We want to say congratulations to all of you for your accomplishments this year, and I look forward to all of the great, wonderful, outstanding things that you will do in the future. Thank you for being the leaders that you are today and the leaders that you will be in the future. Thank you.
Dr. Washington, if you will come up, please. For your outstanding support and your encouraging words, on behalf of the Corps of Cadets, we'd like to present you this vase or vase for those who are educated. Thank you. I know you got to go. And Dr. Washington is busy. She has another meeting. She's been Zooming, so she will depart here, but we will continue on with the rest of the ceremony. So thank you again, Dr. Washington.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you would direct your attention to the video screen for the presentation of the awards. The Jewish War Veterans past national president, Mr. Barry Schneider, is presenting awards and scholarships for the following cadets. All Jewish War Veterans scholarships total $1,000. The cadet leadership, the outgoing, special presentations. Colonel Michael Hill, outgoing commander. Cadet Colonel Angelina Garcia, the outgoing deputy commander. Cadet Command Sergeant Major Elizabeth Rio, the outgoing Command Sergeant Major. At this time, we will present the Scholastic Excellence Award for the top senior and junior. This award will be presented by the Jewish War Veterans. The top senior, with a grade point average of 4.64, is Cadet Nicole Patron from Western Hills High School. The junior GPA with a GPA of 4.50 is Cadet Jonathan Mendez from Trimble Tech High School. At this time, the outgoing Corps Commander will receive the Daughters of the American Colonist Sabre, presented by Lieutenant Colonel Paul Fadley. Colonel. Go to Mr. Fadley. Go to Mr. Fadley. If the Corps Commander would stay where he is, Corps Commander, stay where you are. Corps Commander, stay where you are. Will be presented Daughters of the American Colonist Award by Miss Dawn Needles. At this time, if the outgoing Deputy Corps Commander will come forward, Dr. Ryan will present an eagle on behalf of the Daughters of the American 1812. At this time, if the outgoing Command Sergeant Major would come forward, Dr. Ryan will present the American Eagle to the outgoing Corps Sergeant Major. At this time, if the Deputy Commander would step forward again, please. Ms. Dawn Needles for the Daughters of the American War of 1812, will present an award. At this time, we will continue with the awards from the patriotic organizations, starting with the Daughters of the American Revolution, Fort Worth Chapter. The presenters for these awards is Miss Judy Davis. For the Daughters of the American Revolution, Mary Isham Keith Chapter. I don't know who that is. Yes, I just announced that. Okay. And for the Daughters of the American Revolution, Six Flags Chapter, Miss Diane Dias. Yeah, both, all chapters. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next awardee. Awardees for the Sons of the American Revolution will be presented by Mr. Bobby Grisham. Awardees for the Military Order of the World Wars will be presented by Lieutenant Colonel Paul Fadley. Awardees for the National Sojourners is Mr. Jerry Hudson. Next group of awardees is for the Dedalian Foundation. Military Officers Association of America will be presented by Lieutenant Colonel Richard Crosley, Jr. United States Army Recruiting Command will be presented by Staff Sergeant Giron. American Veterans Texas Department by Roland Paquette. The Military of the Order of the Purple Heart will be presented by the SAIs of the individual schools. The Fort Worth Scottish Rites Bodies will be presented by Ricky Client. Young. Correction on that. The Fort Worth Scottish Rite Bodies is Mr. B.J. Young. And Mr. Roland Paquette is going to be very busy because he's going to present in the areas for the next 5 organizations. The Tarrant County Veterans Council, American Legion Award for Scholastic Excellence, the American Legion Award for Military Excellence, the Disabled American Veterans Medal, and the Reserve Officers Association. Mr. Paquette, if you'll come over here to this side of the room. The next organization presenting is the Association of the United States Army, which will be presented by Colonel Knapp. And the Scottish American Military Society by Mr. Bill Stevens. to let you know that Chief was here, and both South Hills has a leadership and an academic team.
That's for this year. You can announce that, but I wanted to award for 2020.
Oh, for 2020.
Yeah, you can have them to stand.
Okay.
And recognize, yeah.
I'll have them stand and you can come up and talk about them. Okay. At this time, I would like to afford a great congratulations to all the awardees from our patriotic organizations. At this time, if I could have the 2019-2020 Leadership and Academic Bowl teams, please stand. The team from Dunbar High School, the leadership team consisting of Cadet Captain Ruben Ramirez, Cadet Major Jocelyn Martinez, Cadet Captain Isaiah Hobson, Cadet Captain Matthew Vieira, Cadet Jeanette Nava, and Cadet Jamila Miller. Please stand. And from Northside High School, the leadership team composed of Cadet Lieutenant Marilyn Alvarez, Cadet First Sergeant Jasmine Briones, Cadet Staff Sergeant Kayla Aviles, Cadet Sergeant Angeles Lopez, and Cadet Staff Sergeant Valeria Ruiz. At this time, Colonel Crosley.
Okay, take your seats there, cadets, and I'll give a little insight on those JLab winners. It stands for JROTC Leadership Academic Bowl. Of those 1,744 JROTC programs across America and overseas, 30 teams, 32 teams to be exact, through online competition, make it to the final round. And so that is tremendous accomplishment. Out of over 1,700 JROTC programs, you were one of 32 selected to go and compete in DC. And last year was the first year for Dunbar, tremendous accomplishment, but they didn't get to go to DC to compete and also see the sights in DC. But again, we have two teams that are going this year. Matter of fact, South Hills has both academic and leadership team. And Northside continues the trend of having their leadership team. And one bit of insight on Northside High School, 2019, they were in the top 10 in the nation. Out of 1,744 programs, they were number 10 competing in DC. So that is tremendous accomplishment. We're really proud of you. So continue the hard work. Thank you.
And for the JROTC Leadership and Academic Bowl, for the 2020 and 2021 teams, the Northside High School team consists of Cadet Second Lieutenant Angeles Lopez, Cadet First Sergeant Jasmine Briones, Cadet Sergeant First Class Kayla Aviles, Cadet Sergeant Anna Gratia. And for the South Hills High School leadership team is Cadet Captain Yulisa Seguera, Cadet Second Lieutenant Clarissa Monina, Cadet Command Sergeant Major Anna Rios, Cadet First Lieutenant Vanessa Orlando. The academic team for South Hills High School is Cadet Sergeant First Class Caton Padilla, Cadet Major Desai Rosas, Cadet Sergeant Jackson Contreras, and Cadet Sergeant Rolando Torres. Congratulations and good luck on your competition in July. At this time, if I could have Cadet Staff Sergeant Rolando Torres come to center stage. Okay, he's not available. Cadet Staff Sergeant Rolando Torres is the Army JROTC essay winner for this year. Congratulations, Cadet Staff Sergeant Torres. At this time, I'd like to recognize the VEX Robotics Mentors of the Year, the mentor coach, Lieutenant Colonel Walt Vincent from Southwest High School. And the assistant mentor coach, Sergeant First Class Raymond Enriquez from Southwest High School. At this time, I will announce the showdown and countdown, and we'll recognize them. The grand champion, Northside High School. Second place, Haskell High School. And third place is Southwest High School. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the award ceremony. We will now transition into the change of command ceremony for the Cadet Corps at the Fort Worth Independent School District. The change of command ceremony is a symbolic ceremony that represents the change in leadership of an organization. The transfer of the Corps colors is significant in many ways. The histories, traditions, and accomplishments of the Fort Worth Independent School District, JROTC, are embodied in it. With the transfer, the unit's legacy is passed as a building block for the future performance and achievement. Historically, the colors of the Fort Worth JROTC unit served as a point around the cadets of the organization rallied as they moved forward into service. The colors have traditionally been the side of the commander and carried forward even the absence of the commander. The senior non-commissioned officer of the organization, the Cadet Command Sergeant Major, is responsible for maintenance and care of the colors. So the incoming Command Sergeant Major steps forward and passes the unit colors to the outgoing commander, Colonel Michael Hill, who then grasps the corps colors with his left hand above his right hand, signifying the unit's appreciation for his leadership and guidance. Colonel Hill steps forward and passes the corps colors to the Director of Army Instruction, signifying the relinquishment of command and the gratitude for the opportunity to lead cadets. The Director of Army Instruction, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Crosley, steps forward with the left foot, grasps the colors with his hands, and then passes them to the incoming Corps Commander, Roy Castellanos, entrusting him with the responsibility, care of the unit, and leadership. The incoming commander then passes the colors back to the Command Sergeant Major, signifying his trust and confidence in leading the soldiers and organization. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we will have the remarks of the outgoing Corps Commander.
Okay, it's still morning. Good morning to our cadets, parents, cadre, and to our honored guests that we have here today. My name is Cadet Colonel Hill. I suppose after today you can just call me Michael. Unfortunately, I have not had the privilege to meet or speak with the majority of you because of the pandemic that we have faced for over the past year. Furthermore, many of you may not even know what I looked like up until this point, or simply knew me as a kid on the wall in your JROTC classroom. This unforeseen pandemic created challenges that many of us cannot even imagine. For school, we lost our physical connections with our friends. For JROTC, we lost our events and thus our connections with our cadets outside of our schools. For us, for our mental, I believe that we all took a hit. However, I believe that it showed what we are capable of. Pressure turns coal into diamonds. This could not be more true than for our esteemed awardees standing among us today. Now, I was told I'm supposed to talk about myself just a little bit as well, but I'll try to keep it short. I joined JROTC freshman year, and I didn't really talk to anyone and had no idea what I was going to do after high school, and most certainly couldn't talk to all of you guys today. But that first day in class, I was told that JROTC was a family, a sort of safe space for everyone. I did not fully understand the magnitude of that until each year continued on. In the program, you create a bond with both your fellow cadets and instructors. Through this bond, I grew. I joined and I became the captain of the rated team, captain of the leadership team, the S3, the battalion commander, and now the Corps commander standing in front of you today. I did not only go inside but outside the program, and I gained the courage to challenge myself to undergo 7 rigorous college-level courses. I also was able to maintain a 4.1 GPA, join and compete in over 5 sports, and last year I decided to open my application to the United States Military Academy at West Point. It was this process that was my hardest challenge. This application is over a year long and requires consistency. It judges you on your athleticism, academics, and leadership. and your ability to balance such things. Despite many obstacles, I pushed forward. Until March 23rd, I received my medical disqualification. I received this disqualification because of an asthma attack that I had when I was 7 years old. I was told that there was a slight possibility of receiving some sort of waiver. However, I was told that I should give up. I was told that I should just focus on applying to other schools. This was my hit on my mental that I referenced earlier. However, from the strength that I gained from my fellow cadets, from the strength that I gained from my instructor, from the strength that I gained from this program, I pushed forward. Through the course of several weeks, I underwent over 8 medical tests to determine if I still had the disease. April 28th is the day that I was accepted into United States Preparatory Academy at West Point. The reason why I tell you all this is that it is the journey. It is the grind that you go through that builds you. It is not your title, it is not your rank, it is not your position, but what you have done to get there. And to show you that these aren't just stories, they are real people. That could absolutely be any one of you sitting here today. For all of the incoming juniors and grades below, I challenge you to rise to the occasion. I challenge you to put your name in the slot for Corps Commander. For one of my favorite quotes by Michael Jordan, to be successful, you have to be selfish, or else you will never achieve. And once you get to your highest level, then you have to be unselfish. Once again, to be successful, you have to be selfish, or else you will never achieve. And once you get to your highest level, then you have to be unselfish. To put yourself in the highest level to help and inspire. I do this today as I speak to you to effect change. I go to the academy to effect change. And I will become a doctor to effect change. Because it is to be great, not for yourself, but to show others that you can be great, no matter your race, your economic background, or your connections. To help, to inspire, to motivate. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the incoming Corps Commander.
Good morning. I want to thank everyone in attendance for supporting our endeavors of becoming better citizens of America. Over the past year and a half, we've all been forced to adapt to a new normal. At times, it seemed like we'd never be able to adapt, but yet here we are. As the pandemic begins to wane, we should reflect on our past and look forward towards our future, as every accomplishment begins with the decision to try. I encourage every one of you to be excited for what is to come. Do not let the eventful past affect what we have yet to accomplish. Instead, I challenge you to learn from it. I am very excited to serve in a program filled with well-rounded people from a variety of backgrounds. Lastly, I would like to share with you all one of my favorite quotes. President John F. Kennedy once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." I encourage everyone in the audience to reflect on what that quote means to you and to think about how you could apply that in your day-to-day lives. I look forward to serving the over 5,000 cadets I'm responsible for. Thank you again, and aim high, ladies and gentlemen.
At this time, we will have a special presentation for all of our patriotic and national organizations that have supported the Fort Worth Independent School District JROTC program for 20 or more years in support of our cadets. Colonel Crosley will present them a special gift. We will now have our closing remarks by the Director of Army Instruction, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Crosley, Jr.
Again, I'd like to thank all of the parents, friends, patriotic members. I really appreciate your patience, and like some live TV shows, this was a live operation, but we made it work, and it was, again, your patience that made it happen. A lot of you have busy schedules, but you've taken time to come here and help us recognize the hard efforts of our cadets. So one challenge to the cadets out here and the seniors: you've just begun. You have unlimited potential, and this district, the JROTC program, which you have inherited a great legacy, but you've added to that legacy, and we expect the best of you. Again, on behalf of the Corps Cadets, thank you for making time in your schedule and your patience. And one last thing, I know a member sitting in the bleachers back there, that was not by design. It is because we're constrained by the space here imposed here. So at this time, if the cadets back there, they are awardees too. Will you please stand so we can recognize you back there? Okay, thank you. And one thing here, this is, again, live TV. Did we give out the Daldelian Awards? Because I think Mr. Young did not get an opportunity to present them. I see a hand signal back there. Did we give out the Daldelian Awards? Okay, thanks. BJ, apologize for that mix-up. Okay, we're finished here, and I'm going to turn it over to the incoming commander to conclude the ceremony.
Thank you for your participation in this ceremony. The ceremony is now over.
Walk with me, I'll walk with you. Down these troubled roads we've stumbled into. We're all in this thing together, we're gonna make it through. If you walk with me, I'll walk with you. Be there for me, I'll be there for you. When we're running out of hope, when we don't know what to do, like a candle in the darkness, shining bright and true. Be there for me, I'll be there for you. Oh, everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Alright. 'Cause you and me got better days coming. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. Walk with me, I'll walk with you. I know the rain of today will bring tomorrow's bloom, where we can't see where we're going, what the world is coming to. You walk with me, I'll walk with you. We'll be alright. Walk with me, alright. Ooh, I will walk with you, alright. Oh, walk with me, alright. And I will walk with you. It's gonna be everything. It's gonna be alright. Everything. I will walk with. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Everything. And I will walk with. Gonna be alright. I will walk with. Gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. Walk with me. I will walk with you. Walk with me, I'll walk with you. Down these troubled roads we've stumbled into. We're all in this thing together, we're gonna make it through. If you walk with me, I'll walk with you. Be there for me, I'll be there for you. When we're running out of hope, when we don't know what to do, like a candle in the darkness, shining bright and true. Be there for me, I'll be there for you. Oh, everything is gonna be alright. Everything is gonna be alright. Alright. 'Cause you and me got better days coming. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. Walk with me, I'll walk with you. I know the rain of today We'll bring tomorrow's bloom.